Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Using the flame of the Chanukah candles to light other candles. It occurs that after some of the Chanukah candles have been lit, that your match extinguishes, your shamish goes out, and you don't have a flame readily available other than the flame that you are staring at, which is part of the Chanukah menorah. And the question is, can I make use of this flame to light the shamish, to light the other candles? I'm lighting a menorah late at night, I don't have any matches, there's no one I can borrow from, there's a Chanukah menorah still lit, can I borrow that flame? So as we're famously aware of the Gemara in Shabbos 22a, recorded in the Shulchanaruch 674 halacha 1, sung by all the Jewish people in Haneros Halalu, Ein le'ishtamish b'hen elo l'reisim bilvad. The lights, the flames of the Chanukah candles are there for the purpose of being looked at and not for the purpose of using it. And thus the above source is right that it is forbidden to make use of these candles. Back in the day they didn't have electricity. So let's say you wanted to light a candle in your bedroom. You were forbidden from using the flame on your Chanukah menorah. It's part of the mitzvah of Chanukah to light this candle. And as well today, for whatever reason you want to light a candle to make a use of it, it would be forbidden, minadin, to use it, the flame on the Chanukah menorah, other than the shamish, which is there for that purpose. But if the shamish is out, you can't use it. Now what about using the flame on the Chanukah menorah, when there is no shamish available, to light another candle on the Chanukah menorah? Or in the case we mentioned earlier, to light your menorah from someone else's menorah. So here it's already a little different. Perhaps the prohibition only applies when the use I am making of the flame on the menorah is for the sake of a mundane matter, to see in my bedroom. So I have a candle there. But when I'm doing it for the sake of a mitzvah, especially a mitzvah which is similar to the original mitzvah, to light another Chanukah candle, then perhaps there's no issue. It's not really called making use. So practically we find a discussion and a number of distinctions in this matter as well as disputes. And in summary it's as follows. My shamish went out. Can I use the shamish to place it by one of the already lit Chanukah candles, relight it, and then use it to extend the flame to the remaining Chanukah candles? This is a dispute in the Rishonim and in the Poskim. Some Rishonim and Poskim rule that it is forbidden to do so, as not everyone knows that you're lighting the shamish for the sake of the mitzvah of lighting Chanukah candles, and therefore it appears like a belittlement to the mitzvah. So is the first opinion in the Mechaber in 674.1, and so is the ruling of the Rosh in name of the Rif and the Ramban, and so is the opinion of Rav in Maseches Shabbos 22a. However, other poskim, Rishonim and Achronim rule that it's permitted to light a shamish for the sake of lighting the other candles, as its whole purpose is for the sake of the mitzvah. So long as there's no concern that it will extinguish in the interim, and it will be used to light the other Chanukah candles, then it is permitted. So is the second opinion in the Mechaber, and so was the Sefer Atumas, the Ran, and is the opinion of Shmuel in Maseches Shabbos. Practically, while the Mechaber does not give a final arbitration, the Ramah writes there that the custom is to be stringent, and so applies even according to the Sfardim and thus halacha l'maaseh. We are not allowed to light the shamish or a match or any other candle from an already lit Chanukah candle for the sake of lighting the other Chanukah candles. Now what about lighting a Chanukah candle directly without any other candle in between? To take one Chanukah candle that's not lit and put it near the flame of the other Chanukah candle and thus light it in that method. So minadin, it is mutter to do so, as we rule that it's only forbidden to use the Chanukah candles for a mundane matter, while for a mitzvah matter it is permitted. So is written in the Gemara in Shabbos, and so rules the Mechaber in the above source. Nonetheless, this can only be done by stretching the wick of one candle to the flame of the other candle. You can't, however, pick up the candle and move it, either the one that's lit or the one that's not lit, as the Chanukah candles must be lit in their set place that they will remain. It is only applicable if the two candles are right next to each other, and you can just stretch the wick over to the flame and light it. Nonetheless, despite the above letter of the law, the Ramah writes, based on the Rishonim, that the custom is, even in such a case, not to light one Chanukah candle from another, even directly. The reason of the Ramah is as follows: as the main mitzvah of Chanukah candle lighting is done already when one candle is lit, as you already fulfilled the mitzvah, ner ishu beisai, one candle suffices. The other candle's a hiddur mitzvah. You can't light a hiddur mitzvah candle from a letter of the law candle, and thus practically even this is no longer allowed, and one may not light one Chanukah candle from another, even directly, without using a shamish in between. This certainly applies if the candles were already lit and one of them extinguished, that it's forbidden to stretch the wick and light it from the adjacent candle. Rather, you must light a match or a shamash to do so. As once a candle has been lit and then goes out, you already fulfilled the mitzvah. You don't even have to relight it min adin. So all in all, after all this discussion, it ends up that we're always stringent to forbid using the lights of the Chanukah candles to light other candles, even directly. Nonetheless, there are two cases of exception that it's mutter. Case number one, the candles of this menorah have already been lit for their half hour. You already did the mitzvah. The mitzvah's over, so they're no longer considered mitzvah candles. And therefore it's permitted to do a mundane act with them. And so concludes the Ramah there in chapter 674, halacha 1, that once a half hour is passed after nightfall, you can then use these flames for whatever you want. Nonetheless, being that the our poskim more stringent, it's best to only do so for a mitzvah purpose. So once a half hour has passed, you can take a shamish and use it to light from another flame of a menorah that had its flames lit for a half hour, and then use that to light your candles. That's not a problem. Another case in which it's mutter, as mentions the Pri Megadim, is if you have a menorah that you didn't light yet, you didn't do the mitzvah yet, and you don't have a match, you don't have a flame. In such a case, you can go back to the letter of the law, place your menorah next, adjacent to an already lit menorah, even if it was just lit, it doesn't matter. Stretch the wick to the flame and light it in that way and have the brachas like you usually do. In this case, even the Ramah agrees it's mutter, as here the main mitzvah, not just the hidden mitzvah, is being fulfilled by you, and whenever you're doing for the sake of a mitzvah, it's permitted to make use of an already lit Chanukah candle even within the half hour. Mirz Hashem, in part 2 of this halacha, we will discuss the law regarding Shabbos candles, and if you may use the flame of one Shabbos candle to light another Shabbos candle.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.